What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathon and Elijah.
I'm your other host, Elijah Venencia. If you are watching on YouTube right now, Jonathan made this comment earlier, pre-production there, but he made a comment on my Eagles jersey. Had to rep the boys after that win we got this morning. We're recording this on a Sunday afternoon. We beat the Detroit Lions today, so fly Eagles fly, baby. Have you been watching any games specifically?
Yes, sir. I had to watch the Bears, of course. I don't really have an NFL team, but I guess it would be the Bears. I watch a lot of Bears games, but I don't watch every Bears game, not die hard. But if I had a team, it would be the Bears. So tune in when I can, especially when I'm with other people. I'll definitely be tuning in, but by myself, it just depends. But it is the first week, so it felt right. But the field was disgusting. It was kind of rough, but they got the win, so that was cool.
Yeah. And Soldier Field, they're not going to be there for much longer, it seems like. That's the buzz coming out of Chicago. That is where the Donda listening party was at for me. And then I will be making a trip up there the week after my birthday. So it'll be December 18th that the game's on. Make a trip up there, go watch the Eagles, kick the Bears' ass, hopefully.
I would not be surprised if they did. Yeah, that should be cool. I'm fine with the new stadium. That's pretty cool, I guess. What they got to do, what they got to do. So yeah, we'll see. Soldier Field, though, a lot of history there. I've never been to Soldier Field, so maybe I'll have to go before it's all said and done.
Yeah, we need a stadium tour from one of these huge artists, so Soldier Field would be a good spot.
That's facts. But yeah, other than that, I just care about my fantasy players more than anything. So how's your fantasy team looking this year? You got any players that are just studs for you this year?
Michael Pittman got me to the finals last year, and then today he just absolutely popped off. That's a guy that I've tried to grab in every league. Amon-Ra St. Brown, that's another guy that got me into the finals last year. Kind of went off at the end of the year. So those are two of the guys that I picked up they're both second year players now. So they showed up today. So
that's good. Yeah, I had the first pick in both my money leagues this year, so had to run it with Jonathan Taylor, and he popped off today. So
yeah,
hopefully that's every week.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the expectation. I had a good day betting actually for the first half. Up $215. Three separate bets, so that's pretty decent. Jonathan Taylor getting 100 yards was one of those bets. So
I think you can count on that, though.
Yeah, that's what Hayden was saying. He's he averages 140 a game. You can count on it.
Yeah.
Got the trust from the Colts fan himself. So
yeah, that cosign's needed if you're going to bet on the Colts. Yeah, other than that, though, rocking with AJ Brown a little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
AJ Brown went stupid today.
He popped off. Yeah, so I got some love. Other than that, though, the one person I wanted in all the leagues, I only got in one, Kyle Pitts. I just love Kyle Pitts for whatever reason. I think it's the JID.
Yeah, no, that's
that was a big I put him
Kyle
over the
Pitts
top for me.
He didn't do too hot today, though. I'm in one of my leagues. I'm in my $1,000 league, and he did not do too hot. So
that's rough.
Yeah.
The one person, though, that Kyle Pitts, if you think he did rough, don't even get me started on Cam Akers.
Oh yeah, Cam Akers was. I was watching that game with Skiz and Hayden and Cam Boat, and it was rough. We were just they weren't even giving him they weren't even putting him in the game.
He wasn't even touching the grass. I was so confused because
they dropped the second round pick.
Yeah, he high pick. They dropped the depth chart. He's RB1. I'm like, let's go. Got him. I'm excited. I had him I don't remember what year he got drafted, but I had him when he was a rookie. And I think if this is his third year, I've had him twice. It might be a second year. I've had him just once, but I've had him for his whole career, and he just hasn't been it. But I keep going back because there's so many players over the years that I've had too early. And then they pop off, and after I've given up on him, Devontae Adams. I had Devontae Adams when he was not that good on the Packers, and then definitely not taking him this year. And he goes crazy. I'm just that's just one example.
Yeah, it's just fantasy, There's no winning. Even when you're winning, you're stressing the fuck out. It's a stressful time. So
yeah. So to alleviate that stress, we tried to make it a little more fun with my friend group. It's always 6 of us in the league this year because some other friends didn't want to do it. So we came up with an idea where whoever wins can steal a player from whoever they beat, and you can protect one player a week. So that should be interesting to make it a little bit more fun. So hopefully you get some dogs on your team, and then don't lose too many in a row and just have a trash team. because
Yeah,
that would be rough.
seems
But
like it's gonna be a pretty top heavy league there with
it might
someone
be.
grabbing all the top players, you know.
It might be, but we're just trying to do something different to make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, I mean, no, Devin was telling me about the concept though. Pretty cool concept. Typically, you know, it's like yearly things with that, but the every week thing kind of makes
Weekly, yeah.
that's a game changer. So
yeah, we'll see how it goes. But other than that, I mean, this week we got some tickets to Lyrical Lemonade's 9th anniversary show. How are you feeling about that? Who do you expect to see there?
I'm kind of I don't know who I'm expecting to see there. I don't know. I was looking at the past ones. I mean, it's gonna be in Chicago. I wouldn't be against seeing Lil Durk again. He was there for I think the 7-year anniversary one. So we'll see what happens. Who are you wanting to see? Do you have anybody in mind?
Well, I think the best thing about shows like this is you're getting to see probably multiple people. And I think people that you might not necessarily go out of your way to see a full concert of them.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Especially us, like living in the middle of nowhere, like driving 2.5 hours to Chicago or whatever. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to see a lot of people, but I have to really care about them to go that far. You know what I mean? So I'm really hoping we get to see like Lucky, and I would be fine with Dirk. Those are two people that I was thinking that I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd definitely be down to see them.
Yeah, no, I mean, Smirk did his thing in Miami. Bringing out Kanye was also, you know, a huge boost for him as well. So
yeah, that'd be definitely pretty fire in his, you know, it's his city. So we'll see. Other than that, this week 2K dropped. How has 2K been going for you so far this year?
it's a difficult game. I will say, you know, it's pretty different than past 2Ks. I don't know. I like it, but it just takes getting used to. You know, I got my demigod build though, of course. So just working on getting him his badges and everything.
All right, what build are you rocking this year?
I'm a 3-level scorer. Got like a 92 3 ball, like a 90 driving dunk.
At what position?
At small forward.
Small forward. Okay, I'm a 3-level scorer point guard.
Okay.
I want a big point guard though. I want a 6'9" point guard. I was just messing around with the builder, and then I got on this build, and I was cool because I was kind of thinking about like, oh, like what's a Ben Simmons, but could shoot like that kind of would be a demigod. So I was like, okay, let's just see what we can do. And then I got on 3-level scorer, point guard, 6'9". The comparisons were Penny Hardaway, LaMelo, and Lonzo, and I was like, okay, that could be fun if you take those 3 guys. I think it's a good player.
Yeah, I had Eddie Jones, Jason Tatum, and I can't remember my third one, but it was a good player that's still in the league. So
yeah, it's just fun. I've been playing with the builders so much, just messing around, trying to come up with like the perfect build. But I think I'll just grind this one out until I get the rebirth or whatever it is, so I can just get another player if I really don't care for this one. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. I have realized though that I do suck at the game. I should not play in the park probably for the
future. I mean, I've been grinding hard in the rec. You know, I'm pretty competitive when it comes to that. So I got a competitive squad with me as well. So it's always a good time with that. You know, I've been kind of preaching to you that you need to make the move over to PlayStation, but
I don't know. I mean,
I'm
just
dry
an
over
Xbox
there
boy through and through. It is definitely dry. I definitely don't have like anybody to play with. Me and my boy Ryan played a little bit. We played one game of 2s in the park. It was not good.
Well,
because we both like 65s too, but still.
Yeah, and whereas we have, you know, 14 or 15 people.
Yeah, that's
consistently.
Deep.
So I mean,
that's deep. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably flip that X for some good value. Maybe get you a digital PS4 or something. You know.
Yeah, we'll see. I really don't care about the like be able to put a disc into it, so I'd be fine with the digital. I think just to have it. We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know how hard it is to get one these days, though. Is it hard to get a PS5 still?
I mean, you're talking to the scam god himself.
I know. I saw you with like
I run Meyer. I mean, I go over there every once in a while and just, pull up and grab some PS5. So, I mean, I'd give you the retail pricing, of course.
That sounds like some something Babytron would say. You're the scam god, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into today's topic, though. This is one we've kind of been waiting to do for a minute, but we're doing the producer tags tier list. I remember like probably 2 months ago at this point, it was when I got Wisdom Teeth out. We let the audience pick next episode to make it up. And we gave them 3 options. We gave them like the Drake and Wayne bracket. We gave them, I think, something about double XL freshman list. And then we gave them producer tag tier list. I think producer tag tier list got second. And we just put it off. We haven't done it. But today is the day.
Yeah, it's been waiting. It's been in the works here. So let's get into it. Starting off, we have Metro Boomin.
Hey, young Metro, don't trust you. I'm gonna shoot you. Metro Boomin want some more, nigga.
I mean, when I think of producer tags, I think of Metro Boomin.
Yeah.
I think in our generation, nobody does producer tags better than Metro. He's got so many. He's got the Metro Boomin want some more. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. And the newer one, the Metro with Young Thug.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an easy S tier.
No, yeah, definitely. This is, I mean, I feel like a lot of these are S tier worthy, but this is going to set the standard here. So, I mean, some of them are going to get bumped down just off that.
100%. I think it was only right that we start with this just because it is the standard for producer tags. If you're not close to this, there's no way you can be even a B, I don't think.
No, yeah, I agree with you there. I'm glad we started off, correct, because we could start off, with a weaker one and, have some other ones slip up. But so I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of like curious to see how this all plays out, where we rank all these. That's my favorite part about this tier list, is seeing what our differences are. I feel like last tier list we were pretty in sync, so we'll see what happens on this one.
We definitely were. I think my favorite thing about this one specifically is getting to talk about what songs these tags make us think of. When you hear the Metro Boomin tags, what songs come to mind?
I mean, a lot of the Without Warning, Ghostface Killers, a Ric Flair drip. I mean, that's the main one that comes to mind. How about you?
It was definitely Ric Flair drip, Father Touch My Hands, and then with the Metro tag, it was Mr. Right Now.
Jumpman, that's another good one.
Jumpman, of course. Metro, I mean, he's got so many. He has probably the most stacked catalog of hits of a lot of these producers. So yeah,
I mean, working with huge artists as well.
Facts.
Not much needs to be said, even though we just say a lot about it. Moving on though, we have Mustard.
What's that on that beat? Ho.
Okay, I mean, Mustard is got a lot of hits over the years. When I think of him, I think of Magic by Vince Staples. It's a newer one, and it just first to mind. And I like the tag, but I don't love it as much as Metro. It's just not on that level. For me, it's like a B.
It probably sounds really nice though. I feel like what it says, the message isn't too crazy, but it like flows really nice into songs. And for that, I give it an A tier.
Okay. I'm not mad at going A.
I just think any song it's in, it flows like correctly. It's very subtle. It's not like too out there or anything. But I'm all right with also having a B tier. We can go high B tier with that.
Let's go A. Show some respect to Mustard. I mean, he has had a lot of hits over the years. Very good producer. So
yeah, the track I think of is Ballin' by Roddy Ricch off Perfect 10. So
I like that too. We both kind of have newer tracks, but I mean, he's been doing this for a minute. So a lot of classics with Mustard. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got Take Keith.
Take Keith. Fuck these niggas up.
This one was like super easy for me to think of a song. And I got to go with Look Alive. I mean, that song was everywhere. I think it was probably my senior year, like going into senior year. And just the dance with it and everything. It was just crazy. I mean, with that being said, though, I'm not too crazy about it. I'd put it in a B tier.
I was between B and C.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly good. I think we're gonna have to have some C tier ones, so I'm all right with putting it in C tier, honestly.
Okay, let's go C. And I mean, this is nothing with the production. This is just the tags. He has some super hard beats, but the tag itself, I'm fine with going C. When I hear this tag, though, I think of Sicko Mode immediately. I think I agree with your pick, and then Sicko Mode. Those are the only two I could really see being somebody's like initial reaction with Take Keith.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of what I just like initially just hearing the tag, like what I thought of first, which song I went into there. So
100%. I'm not thinking best beat. I'm thinking when I hear that tag, what beat do I associate with it? What song? And yeah, Sicko Mode. Next up, though, we got Pierre Bourne.
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
This was an easy one for the song I thought of. This is Magnolia for me.
It's Magnolia. Yeah, it has to
be. I mean, this is an S tier tag as well for me.
Oh, I agree 100%. This is right there with Metro on how iconic it is, how memorable it is, and how just like how much you associate it with him. Like he has created an identity off that tag so well. Yeah. So yeah, it's an S.
Yeah, no, that one is just, that's That's I feel like it's not as iconic as Metro, but it's probably better.
I
I think I'm willing to
don't
argue
think
that.
it's better. I don't think it's better, but I think it's almost just as iconic. I think it's just had a little bit less time than Metro, but pretty close. But yeah, they're right there, neck and neck on that same level. So definitely an S though.
Moving on to our next one here, though, we have London on the Track.
We got London on the track.
Good tag. I like the tag. I don't love the tag. I don't know if I'm feeling probably like a B.
Yeah, I'm all right with having it in B. Yeah, I think it's a solid one. I mean, it gets the job done. And I mean, there's some iconic songs with it. I mean, for me personally, I think a Roll in Peace.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. I was thinking Sneakin' by Drake.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one too. I wasn't expecting that one, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more, it's not the first Drake song you think of, but I mean, it is one of the first songs I think of when I think of that tag. Yeah, it's a good tag, not great. So I'm cool with B.
Moving on, this one caused some controversy here because I was telling Johnny, like, I could not think of what this producer tag was. Like, you had to hear it to, associate it with the song. And we have Just Blaze.
Just Blaze.
Yeah. When I think of Just Blaze, there's only one song that comes to mind immediately. That was Lord Knows by Drake.
There we go. Yeah. I missed it.
I mean, that's just such an iconic beat. One of my favorite beats. It goes crazy. Just Blaze always comes right with the samples, with the production. This tag, though, I think I'd probably put it as a B or an A, maybe, but I think top B.
I'm all right with it. I don't think it's anything too crazy. I'd say B or C. We can meet in the middle of B there.
Okay, we'll go B. I think, it is a little bit tough to separate the tag from the production because they are, so closely related. And he's one of the best producers, obviously, to do it.
Yeah.
But the tag, I'm fine with B. Next one, we got Chase the Money.
Chase the money, chase the money.
For this one here, I had Sunset off the Dreamville project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't have guessed that one from me, but I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've been listening to the Revenge of the Dreamers a little bit more recently, so maybe that's why it's popped up more. But what is your track on this?
My track was definitely not one that you're going to think of. It's Ice Attack Prequel by Valet. I loved Valet back in like 2018, 2019, whenever he started popping. Yeah, I mean, this is the one. It's just a hard beat production tag. Pretty fire. I like it because there's a couple different variations of like the Chase the Money, like the deeper one, and then the Chase the Money, Chase the Money.
I like that one. Yeah, that'd be the one I prefer. I mean, just bait. I would say it's a solid B tier.
I like B too. I don't think it's anything super crazy, but it does. It just hits.
I feel like when we do these tier lists, we are like, we just rarely have lower tier ones. We just don't pick lower tier production tags or stuff like that.
I know, which is
sometimes,
sometimes definitely. Like I feel like the album artwork one, we are just like sometimes totally on opposite ends, totally low. It just depends. But this one, these are some of the most iconic tags in the game. We started off with the right ones, so we might get to some that'll be a little bit lower soon. We'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, just speaking on the album art, like, how are you not gonna say Ye's? Ye's high up there. That still bothers me. That still doesn't sit right with me that you think Ye was. I can't remember what I rated it, but you thought it was significantly lower than that.
Yeah, I don't know. Ye just does not go that crazy for me. Like it's fine, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't remember what I gave it. I think I probably gave it a C or a D even maybe.
It's probably a D and I gave it an A. But a little sneak peek. We will be doing an album art tier list part 2 eventually here. So
coming soon. There's been a lot of, interesting album arts coming out. We kind of teased it last week, but yeah, well, it'll definitely be coming out probably in the next 5 weeks if I had to guess. So we'll see. But yeah, all right, let's move on to the next one. We got Molly Raw.
For this one, this is one of the tracks I had to hear it to find the one I wanted, but I got Do What I Want by Lil Uzi.
That's what I have too. I think Molly Raw and Uzi hand in hand. So I think there's a lot of Uzi tracks you could have gone with here, but Do What I Want was the one that I initially thought of instantly. And it's a classic beat, classic song. So
two Philly boys too,
holding it down. What do you think? What tier does this belong in though?
This is not anything too crazy to me. I said I'm gonna go with C.
I agree. I'm fine with C. I don't think it's that crazy. I think it's cool. And obviously it goes very well with Uzi, but it's not that crazy.
No, definitely not at all. And it's really subtle as well. Like you could easily miss it. It's not like as iconic and out there as the other ones. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's partial reasoning there for me.
Definitely.
Moving on, though, we have Nick Mira.
Nick, you're stupid.
This is an interesting tag. Going back to what I said about Molly Raw and Uzi going together very well, I think that the Nick Mira tag goes pretty well with the songs it is on, but I don't think it can work that well with a lot of artists outside of that, you know? Like I couldn't see a Nick Mira tag on a J. Cole song. And I mean, that's not necessarily the person he's producing for, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think it has a sort of specific sound and style, and it just goes with a specific group of artists. So I think it's kind of limited in that sense. I think the tag, it's all right. It doesn't blow me away. I'd probably put it like a C.
Yeah, I'd go B. I'd go B there. I really like. I like your reasoning for. I wanted to have it higher, but I like your reasoning of it's not. It can't go with too many artists. But just the Nick, you're like that's it's fire. I mean,
I know it is kind of fire, and I do think it is unique. It's more unique than just saying the name. So I'm fine with going B for that reason. Yeah, okay, we can go B. What song do you think of when you think of the tag, though?
I gotta go with Blast off the Internet Money Project.
Okay. I don't really listen to the Internet Money Project. I don't even know if I ever listened to the whole project. Obviously heard a good amount of songs off of it over the, since it's been out. But when I think of this tag, I think of Lightning by Rico Nasty. This is probably my favorite Rico Nasty songs. Pretty underrated song, in my opinion. I heard it like randomly on Twitter, like on a snippet. Like they think she went live on Instagram, and I was like waiting for the song to drop. I was like, I need this song. I love the snippet. And then when it officially dropped, it was a hit. It was one of my top listened to songs. I think in 2020, I think was the year it came out. So yeah, not like top 5, but it was on my Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, no, I got you. Moving on, though, we have Wheezy.
Weezy out of here.
Interesting tag. I think it's cool. I don't think it's anything crazy though.
Yeah, I don't think it does too much. I mean, that's like it just does enough. Like it's a producer tag.
Yeah, this would be a lower tier for me, a C probably.
I'm with C as well.
Maybe even a D. Like if they're, we're going through this. I mean, this is obviously some of the best tags, but this might be, lowest of the best. I think I might put it a D based on
yeah. Let's go. Let's go with that. Yeah.
I know. No disrespect. It's an all right tag, I guess. But when you're comparing it to these, it's just not on the level. A lot of them. When I think of this tag, though, I think of Hot by Young Thug instantly.
I'm a Yes Indeed by Lil Baby.
Okay. I could see that too. Yeah. I mean, he's got some good beats. Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. No, this is like nothing about the beats here. Obviously, not who they are as producers. Strictly the tag.
Strictly the tag. And it's just all right. The next person we got, Kenny Beats.
Whoa, get it.
This is another one, I couldn't. I was looking through and I couldn't find the correct one. I ended up hearing it though. You gave me a song for that. It's not anything too crazy, I feel like, with the tag. I mean, I'm not sure where your head's on that.
I like the tag a lot.
Okay, yeah. See, this is one of the discrepancies we've had. We haven't had one because I mean, last tier list we were pretty in sync. Where are you going to rate this at?
I would go A. I think this is one of the most iconic tags of like the new generation of producers. Like when you look at the producers, like obviously Kenny's been doing it for a while, but when you look at the producers that have really started to blow up over the past couple of years, I mean, I think Kenny has to be up there. And this tag is great. I would give it an A. It's not on that Pierre, it's not on the Metro level, but I think it's just one step below. I mean,
I was gonna say B, lower B. So I mean, I'm all right with having it at A.
Okay, let's go A. I mean, I love this tag. I think it's cool. He's got the different variations between the Kenny with the Rico Nasty voice or the Whoa Kenny, which is key. Yeah, I think of Jesus is the One by Zach Fox when I think of this tag, which is kind of ironic. But then I was like, okay, I need to think of a real song, and I think of Take It Back V2 by Denzel Curry off that Unlocked project with Kenny. Yeah, I mean, Kenny done a lot of these collab albums over the past couple of years, Rico Nasty, Fitz Staples, Denzel. So yeah. The next one we got, this one I could see us kind of going different directions potentially. Let's see though. We got DJ Khaled.
We the best music. DJ Khaled.
This is iconic. I mean, all this like whatever the memes for it or anything, it's still iconic as fuck. I mean, you know who it is. We the best. I think just off like it being so iconic, I gotta have an S tier.
See, this is so tough because I think it's a good tag. I think it is very iconic. Probably the most iconic of the whole bunch. Yeah. Everybody knows this tag. Everybody knows it's DJ Khaled. He says the name. But I think the frequency of it lowers it a little bit. He just does a little bit too much sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like you could take it as a meme and everything. I still think just it's so iconic. It's not by far, but it is the most iconic producer tag on this. I
think if I was going to lower, I would go to an A, but I'm fine with going S just because, like you said, it is iconic. I mean, he just yells DJ Khaled and he just yells we the best
music.
And I think one thing that I do like that, I respect it, I'll push it to S, is that he kind of does reinvent the tag a little bit every time. Like you got God did on the new one. You got a lot of different just things he yells.
Juice WRLD did.
Exactly. He just yells anything and it becomes like a meme. It becomes iconic, becomes a quotable. So for that reason, I guess I'm fine with an S, although just the frequency of it makes me want to put it a little bit lower.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but you also want to have your tag out there.
I guess, but everybody knows who it is at this point.
Yeah, no, definitely. What is the track you think of when you hear DJ Khaled?
I think of I'm the One by Justin Bieber, Chance, Quavo, and Lil Wayne. A classic back summer 2017.
I'm thinking even further back, I got I'm On One.
I mean, that's very, very classic. There's a lot of songs you go with. I feel like for many, many years, DJ Khaled was not the meme that he is today. I feel like he was very well respected.
Oh,
he had the hits.
Yeah.
And I don't know what flipped.
Having fucking tracks with Nicki, Drake, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, all in the same song. Like,
and I don't know what flipped the switch, but it flipped and people never looked back. Maybe it's social media, Twitter specifically, but they were not.
I feel like he kind of like makes himself a meme though,
I know
he doesn't do himself any favors.
I know the Snapchat days of DJ Khaled that might have done it. There's a lot of things that could have done it. But yeah, I think I have a specific tie to I'm the One though. This is a random story. I don't know if you know this.
I think I know this story. I randomly thought of this the other day.
Okay.
I'll let you go ahead.
I was obviously everybody knows I'm a big Chance fan. I was especially bigger back in the day around this time. And they had been teasing that this song was going to drop. And for some reason, it didn't drop at like 11 o'clock at night. Like many songs do. It dropped at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I set my alarm to get up and listen to this song when it dropped. And then I tweeted about it. I said, it's a song of the summer. And DJ Khaled quoted it on Twitter and just said like hashtag we the best, hashtag grateful or something like that. And it was just like the funniest thing ever because I tweeted it and I just went back to sleep. And then I woke up and saw DJ Khaled quoted me and I was like, what? It was just wild, random.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember being in high school, like going to school and like looking at that.
Yeah, and you're just like, what? And I just remember his little profile picture. I have the screenshot still. His real profile picture was just like the I'm the One cover with a sod on it. And I was like, all right, this is peak life. I think I made it.
Nah, yeah, that definitely, that is peak. So
yeah, it was a pretty random moment, but shout out to DJ Khaled. All right, let's move on to the next one though. We got Murder Beats.
Murder on the beat, so it's not nice.
This one's pretty iconic for me, and it also sounds pretty good. I would have this at an A tier.
I'm fine with going A. I think it's probably on that same level as Kenny, so that's cool. When I think of this tag, I think of Butterfly Effect by Travis.
That is also my choice as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good tag. And I think it is a little bit more unique than, like I said, just the name earlier.
It flows really well too. Like
it does.
It's another one that just
definitely flows. Yeah, it's a cool tag. I don't think there's too much to say about it, but it's cool.
No, yeah. I mean, moving on though, we have Buddha Bless.
Buddha bless this beat.
Buddha bless this beat. I think this is a kind of cool tag. I don't know. It might be one that I'm like unconscious of how many songs I've heard it in. But when I heard it,
That's
I thought of Out West by Jack Boys.
that's also my choice as well. I was thinking about that as well. Like how many of these songs like just they just happen and I don't realize it, because I just hear these songs so often and everything that I just don't really bat an eye. So, but I mean, Out West was definitely the choice I thought of here.
What tier are you thinking on this? I'm kind of feeling like a C tier.
I'd be all right with C tier. Yeah, I mean it's like whatever, it's good enough.
So is that D? Are you saying D?
Nah, I'm solid at C. I wouldn't put it at a D.
Do you think it's better or worse than Wheezy? I kind of think I'd take Wheezy over Buddha Bless's beat.
I liked it. I like Buddha Bless's beat.
I know it does sound pretty good, but I kind of think they're like neck and neck. Like I kind of think they could be both D tier.
All right, we'll make them equals.
Okay, somebody's got to be in the D tier, and it's no disrespect, but I think I think those two are fine there. The next one though, we got Mike Will Made It.
Mike Will Made It.
This is an iconic one.
This is so iconic.
Yeah, I'm okay with having this like high. I want to hear your thoughts first. But
I think I'd go A.
I would go A as well. I don't think it's quite on that Khaled level or the Metro Boomin, but it's still a really fire tag. And this just takes me back to like 7th grade Ray Shrumman, that project there, the self-titled. And I think of No Type when I think of this.
That's kind of wild because it takes me back to like 7th grade also, but my 7th grade and your 7th grade are so different because mine is Bands Make Her Dance.
Yeah, that's a, if I was going a little bit further back, like the first song I heard with that, or, remember with the Michael Made It, it would have been that.
Yeah, Bands Make Her Dance was like one of my favorite songs when I was in like middle school or whenever. I loved it.
Bands were making her dance for you.
I mean, I guess I don't think I knew what it meant when the song dropped. I just thought it was hard. I loved Lil Wayne. I loved that feature. 2 Chainz was going crazy. 2 Chainz 4 bracelets. When he first said that, my mind was blown. It went crazy. Yeah, and another one I randomly thought of was 23 by Miley Cyrus and Juicy J.
That's another one I also thought of.
Yeah, like there's so many different types of songs with the tag. It's cool.
And it's just crazy, like the parallels to that, to think of a Ray Shrumman track with a Juicy J and Miley Cyrus track.
So different, but yeah, shout to Michael Made It, A tier. And let's move on to the last production tag on our list. We got Take a Day Trip.
They should take it to 10.
I like this tag.
Yeah, I like it. I like it as well. I would have a B tier. I don't think I'd give it the A yet, but I think it's very solid. And this is like so easy what I think of for the track I think of Mo Bamba, obviously.
It's got to be Mo Bamba. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought of too. I was between an A and a B, so I'm cool with going down to B because I just don't think it's on the level of some of the ones we have in A tier here. Very good tag. I think with a little bit more time, potentially, move up a couple more iconic songs. About Kurtla, I think it's at a B.
Definitely. But I think that about wraps it up. Another good tier list here. We're like super in sync on these, really. Like out of 16 producer tracks, we have like 1 or 2 that we like strongly disagree on. But
yeah, I think we're talking about a lot of like legendary iconic tags here. I mean, there's so many more that we didn't even touch on. So if you guys liked it, let us know. We do part 2.
Definitely. Moving on though. Pretty quiet news week this week. We'll kick it off with the projects that dropped. We have The Goat, Nav, Black Soprano Family, Ari Lennox, Yeet, John Legend, NBA Youngboy, and Big Sean's Detroit mixtape added to streaming services. Along with that, we had singles from YG, Corday, ESTG, Roddy Ricch, and G Herbo. What did you go listen to this week?
Pretty good week. I've also been kind of lacking. Friday was a big day. 2K came out, so I was grinding that. I should have been listening to music, and then I realized too late into the night that I was like, I should have been listening to this stuff. I did not. So I got around to Nav today. Didn't get through the full project, but shout out to Nav, always doing his thing. And yeah, the ones I definitely want to get it to are the Black Soprano Family and then Ari Lennox. I'll have to get to those tomorrow probably.
Yeah, I mean the Nav project was really solid. I'm not a big fan of Yeet, but I've heard good things from that. And then obviously Roddy Rich, I mention it every time he's brought up in these projects or singles. That's my guy. Got to give him a listen. I'm super excited for what he's gonna do next. I mean, kind of had a down album, I'd say, in the public eye with Live Life Fast. So I'm seeing how he's gonna recover. I'm liking what he's putting
100%.
out though.
100%. I feel like people were not, too happy with that one. So hopefully he starts taking some steps back in the direction he was in a couple years ago because he was really running the game. Yeah, I think this is a, kind of low key week, nothing too crazy. I kind of want to listen to this John Legend project. I don't think I've ever listened to a full John Legend project, but got some cool features on here. I know Rick Ross is on here. I think a couple other people too. So
I'm not listening to it because Kanye's not listening to it.
respect, I guess. But
Yeah, he did.
I guess. Yeah, John Legend got some slaps though, low key. And I do want to check out the Yeet one a little bit. Yeet is definitely polarizing. And that kind of gets me back to something from this weekend. I went out yesterday with some of the homies, and a song came on 4 different times throughout the day. And the boy Skiz B was not a fan from the first time. And so it was even funnier every time it just kept coming on. That song, Stop Breathing by Playboy Cardi.
Oh, that probably did not serenade well with the group you're with.
No, I love this song.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Cardi fan, but I like that one, and I know they all like it.
Yeah, I think
They love it. Yeah, no,
I think he was the only one that was not rocking with it. Maybe Mitch G was not liking it. I think it came out when he was still around. But yeah, I love this track. So it was just so funny. Every time it just kept coming up. And he was just like, this is so bad. This is maybe the worst song I've ever heard. And I was like, you got to just give Cardi a chance, man. Like, you're just not in Cardi like that. You got to give him some love.
He's going to give him a chance when he gets back to bass, and Skizby's going to be a vamp next time we see him.
I know he's going to be pulling up in some
Doc Martens fucking.
Oh yeah.
Trench
Some
coat.
Ricks. He's definitely going to have some Ricks.
Definitely. So, I mean, I just want to we haven't done like our favorite song off a project in a little while. But for me, off the Nav one, I gotta go with Reset with Bryson Tiller. I mean, Bryson Tiller, that's my guy. He kills it every time. So they need to show him some more love in the rap game. I wouldn't even say he's a rapper, I guess, but
yeah, I mean, that was taking me back. That's funny because it was taking me back to what I was saying about with Skiz when he was like, I don't like Cardi. I was like, you should listen to Fell in Love. I think he would like Fell in Love with Cardi and Bryson Tiller because that's just it's a pretty good track. And there's nothing like too crazy going on. Like sometimes Cardi does a lot. The production always comes through, but sometimes Cardi's vocals, could make you feel a way. You don't like it, you do like it. But I think that's a track anybody should really like. Yeah, on the Nav track, I definitely don't have a favorite yet. I don't know what I'd say. I like Don Toliver on One Time, but I don't even think I haven't I'm just looking at where I'm at. I have not gotten to the song with Bryson Tiller yet. So I'll let you know how I feel when I get there.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to let me know on that one. But I mean, that kind of wraps it up for like what we have for the releases this week. Moving on though, JID, The Forever Story officially debuts at number 12 on the Billboard 200. It's the highest charting solo project on Dreamville outside of a J. Cole project, obviously. JID, he's ascending with every album. The Never Story came in at 197 on the Billboard 200. DiCaprio 2 came in at 41. And then he's got about a 30 spot jump up here to number 12, 29 spots exactly there. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm kind of surprised it's not higher. Like, I don't know. He's one of those artists that I really just don't have a good point of reference on where he's actually at because I think he's so well respected by everybody that listens to him, but I just don't know how many people actually listen to him. Obviously, number 12 is a huge accomplishment. That's great. But I mean, last episode or whatever episode, I was like, is he going to beat DJ Khaled for number 1? Could he? And I mean, the answer is no. Obviously, we've seen that, but I'd like to think that it was possible.
The quality of the music on there is deserving of number 1. I mean, I'll say it again. It fits the trend of, what's going with the music this year. I mean, where and he's not underground or anything, but I wouldn't say he's huge to the public. No. Where their projects just kind of fall under the radar. I mean, a guy kind of exactly like Denzel Curry, where he's so well respected in the game, putting out just an insane project, and number 12, deserving of at least top 5.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of takes me back though to something I saw on Twitter today. It was the sort of like sales battle between 50 Cent and Kanye. And they were doing crazy numbers. And that was
Yeah,
in
like
2007 with physicals. That was almost 700,000 versus 957.
yeah, that it's just nuts. I mean, it's nuts the discrepancies now between now and then. So
I mean, so much has changed with like how it's measured, but seeing those numbers, I was like, oh my God, it's crazy. Cause now you see like a Vince Staples doing 17,000, 19,000, 20, whatever he was doing. Kind of crazy.
no, it is nuts. But I feel like they have to get like there's a better way to do it because I it's just I don't like the way the sales projections are because I mean it doesn't seem accurate compared to what it was. I mean, if it was that, it needs to continue to be that.
Yeah. And obviously there's different levels like Kanye and 50 Cent are
Well,
leagues above what JID is. But like, I don't know,
Like
even artists like
Adele,
Tyler,
Drake,
yeah, I mean,
T Swift, they don't even they're not hitting that 957,000. I mean,
nah, Drake's doing crazy numbers, but
it's
not
still not
that.
that.
Not that.
It's still a few 100,000 off that.
Yeah. And then I mean, they even changed it so that now it's significantly less than what it was a couple years ago.
Mhm.
So it's just kind of crazy. And it's really hard to measure. And I don't think the measure even really means anything. But it is something to just talk about, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get in contact with RA or RIAA and see if we can get all that adjusted.
We'll have to get straightened out. Yeah. All right, let's move on to some next news, though. We're just touching on Vince Staples. More news about Vince Staples this week. The Vince Staples Show is going to be a scripted comedy series loosely based on his life. It's going to star him and be produced by Kenya Barris. It's going to be on Netflix coming soon. How excited for this show are you?
This is pretty exciting, and to hear it's like loosely based and it's a comedy, it kind of reminds me of Everybody Hates Chris.
I like that.
That's a classic show. Obviously, Chris Rock, loosely based on his childhood. So I mean, maybe we can get some moments like that or like a callback to that because that's the energy I'm getting from just what you read there.
I like that a lot. I used to watch Everybody Hates Chris all the time growing up. I feel like it was always on.
Yeah, that's
And,
like one of
the
those shows. It's like George Lopez. Like it's always you never turn it on, but it's always on.
You just find yourself watching it. That's funny because I've been watching some George Lopez recently. Shout out to the GOAT. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for this show. One thing I hope they cover, in his early life, Vince Staples was really killing out there on the football field, playing in the Snoop Dogg football program. I want a Snoop Dogg cameo.
That would be cold.
And I don't think it's out of the question.
No, that's definitely not out of the question.
I think like if there's a child playing Vince Staples, just like making some just super witty, smart comments to like a younger Snoop Dogg, that'd be hilarious.
No, yeah, that'd be something we got to see. So hopefully it makes it in there.
I know, and if not, I think they should get us in the production room for season 2 because
Yeah,
we'll get it right.
yeah, we will. Moving on though, we have Kevin Abstract tweeted this week. Final BH album B4 year is over. He's working so hard. He can't even type out the full words. He can't type out Brockhampton. He can't type out before.
No, yeah, he's writing lyrics. He doesn't have time to write tweets.
He's in the lab.
Yeah.
So I have a Brockhampton story last night. I went out to Joe's with the boy Mauricio, and we were waiting in line for the restroom. He was actually in the restroom. I was waiting to go in, and some kid just like, well, I was wearing a Brockhampton shirt. He's like, my roommate loves Brockhampton. He's like, just asked me what songs to listen to. I was like, oh yeah, but just a random Brockhampton thing there.
Back in the day, if you were in Brockhampton stuff, like that was like the ultimate sign of respect. I feel like for like a certain demographic of listeners, like the Brockhampton listeners, they got it. Like I was wearing a Brockhampton hoodie I used to wear all the time. Still wear it fairly often, but it's like world famous. It's got Matt Champion on the back. I actually wore it in the first episode of the podcast, I think, if I remember right. But a kid sat behind me, so he saw like the Matt Champion and stuff on the back in history of Latin America. And he like came up to me after class. He was like, yo, you listen to Brockhampton? I was like, yeah. Obviously I'm wearing this merch. That takes me back. The one time I was wearing an Earl shirt. And this girl was like, do you listen to Earl sweatshirt? And I was like, no, I'm just wearing the shirt. And that was probably the worst comment I could have made. But anyway, so yeah, I told this guy, I was like, yeah, I listen to Brockhampton, whatever. And he put me on to some like unreleased song on SoundCloud, and it hit. I forgot what it was called, but it's somewhere on my SoundCloud still. So yeah, shout out to that kid because he was even deeper in the Brockhampton trenches than I was.
I mean, he's spreading the love. You know, he's not gatekeeping. Me personally, I gatekeep. So.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not putting anybody onto stuff like that. But yeah, shout out to that kid. It was cool. So yeah, the Brockhampton merch. People are definitely gonna approach you when you're wearing that.
If you're wearing that, you're gonna get approached. So, and if they know, of course.
Oh yeah. But yeah, back to the album. I need this album. I'm so excited for it. I feel like there was a couple albums where I was not, I was just kind of indifferent about it. Like, cool, Brockhampton's dropping, but I wasn't like ready. Like, I was definitely ready for Iridescence because I was, coming fresh off the Saturation trilogy. But then, like when we got to Ginger, Amir was out and all that, I was kind of just like, whatever, it's cool. Even Roadrunner, I was kind of like, whatever. But I need this. I loved Roadrunner. And I'm so excited to see what they have. I mean, this is the last album. I hope they go on tour one last time. I was talking to my boy Levi about this. We need that Brockhampton tour because we had the tickets to the one back in April. It was April Fool's Day. And the joke was on us. We were going to see Brockhampton. So I hope we get to see them one last time because I loved seeing Brockhampton. They were like one of my favorite people I've seen. Saw them in 2018, I think. And they did Star like 5 times and it hit every time. And I just need to see some of these new songs that weren't even out. I want to see like Tanya and then Ginger. There's so many songs.
Yeah.
Bankroll. I love so many of the newer Brockhampton songs just as much as some of the old ones. So I'm hoping we get that one last chance. And I'm sure I'm going to love so many off this new album. So we'll see.
I mean, my hopes aren't high for it, but we'll see what happens.
Mine aren't either. If you had one thing that you could do to this album, what would it be? Like if you had one wish, what would it be? A feature.
An Amir Van feature.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's obvious there.
I don't know. Is it out of the question?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I guess you don't know where they're at with it now, but I mean, even at the Coachella thing, we're skipping his verses, stuff like that. And I mean, like even the Dearly Departed. I mean, I just think of that Don McLennan verse, and like, there's no way that's getting approved by him. I mean, unless they've made amends or anything, but it did not seem like that was a possibility.
I know. I kind of feel like that, but that was my number one. Like that was why I asked because I wanted to get on this.
No, yeah, of course I would love it. I mean, but I just don't think it's very likely.
I don't think it's likely, obviously, but I mean, it seems like kind of in their personal lives, they've been a little bit more like I saw stuff with him and Merlin being talked about. I was like, okay, so maybe they're cool. I think I even heard or saw something about him and Kevin talking. So I was like, all right, maybe. But I mean, it's obviously a group, so you probably got to get it cool with everybody before something like that's going to happen. So we'll see. Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, with the Kevin, I mean, high school best friends or, high school friends, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of them went to high school together, whereas, Dom's kind of in this, he's kind of separated from him in that aspect. So he hasn't known this guy his whole life, and then, this one situation happened. I wouldn't have very much forgiveness.
Yeah, I get it. I guess if I had one other wish, it would be Kanye, something Kanye related. Obviously, they met on the Kanye to the forum. And then I think it's Matt has a line where he says, met all my friends through Kanye West and I ain't met him yet. So if they were able to, pull some strings, get Kanye in the last project, pretty fire.
I mean, like Kanye feature that's just really been hitting for me is off the Games project Fortunate. It just, when Kanye comes in, I'm him. That's just, and then he just has a tough ass verse.
Yeah, I haven't listened to the Game project too much.
Random thought there, yeah.
Shout out to the Game. But yeah, I guess I'll close the Brockhampton part here by just saying like the Kanye thing, it would be the best just because it was like how they started was through Kanye. And I think it closed the chapter through Kanye somehow. That'd be beautiful.
That'd be a beautiful send off.
But let's get our last piece of news for the day. ASAP Rocky posts a song with Playboi Carti on his Instagram. And it seemed like some of Playboi Carti's friends, weren't too happy about this track getting like leaked. And I didn't know how to feel about this because I don't really think it was like a leak. Like it's ASAP Rocky posting it. It's not, TMZ or rap, something like that. It's ASAP Rocky. It's the artist on the song. But then, the tweet said like it wasn't his song. So maybe it was the Carti song. Track was cool though. Liked the song. So hopefully it gets an official release, but maybe not if all there's.
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting ASAP and Carti to perform together. That was, my guess on who was going to perform. I think Carti's pretty much a headliner at this point. I don't see him performing with Nicki Minaj. I don't see him performing with Future. That leaves one headliner left, A$AP Rocky, and obviously the ties are there. But I mean, we'll see how the situation plays out.
We'll see. How much more time you got till Rolling Loud?
I will be flying out 21st, so 10 days. 10 days out. And
Go crazy.
pretty excited, of course. So
we could talk predictions more next week, though, for what's to come. And next week, we'll also be back with another bracket. We're doing the Drake bracket. This is going to be a big one. We've done, a little bit about Drake in the past, but the bracket, I love the bracket style. Kind of inspired by the Hive Mind guys. They did a big 128 bracket. We'll stick to 64, I think. There are so many Drake songs. Some songs are going to get left off. But if you're listening right now, hit us on Instagram at Second Avenue Pod on the DMs. And we'll make sure to get your favorite Drake song covered. Just let us know what it is.
Yeah, please give us some suggestions here. I don't want to leave anything off. But this is going to be a nice bracket to make. I'm going to, we're probably going to try and get a good mix, but there's definitely going to be some albums that are going to be more dominant with tracks on there and everything. So we'll see what happens. Tune in next week and see the results of that bracket.
Let's get it. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.